Hi, I'm Nikki.
And I'm Sydney, and this is your weekly update with the Pitt News. Joe Sestak, former congressman and prospective candidate for the U.S. Senate, met with the Pitt Law Democrats on Tuesday, February 25th, to answer questions from the students about issues relevant to both Pennsylvania and the United States as a whole. Sestak's visit was considered groundwork preparation for his 2016 campaign return to the Senate.
Tuesday night, Student Government Board members updated the president on their initiatives, ranging from greener lifestyles to improving the quality of food served on campus. According to Mike Knights, SGB president, former President Gordon Louderback introduced project checkpoints through which board members must give weekly updates of their individual project progress at public board meetings.
On Wednesday, Pitt News writer Elizabeth Furiga reported that for various reasons, more and more Pitt graduate students are opting to set sail overseas to pursue careers and further their educations in other countries. According to Cheryl Finlay, director of Pitt's Career Development and Placement Services, Career Development offers international career placement assistance through the online Passport Career Tool. It provides guidance for internship and job search strategies for over 75 different countries.
Two local restaurants, Sushi Boat and the Bagel Factory, have been cited by the Allegheny County Health Department for serious code violations. Sushi Boat was cited for poor personal hygiene, presence of rat droppings, dead rodents on the grounds, and other various violations. The Bagel Factory was cited for presence of mice droppings on the premises and other charges as well. While the Sushi Boat is closed for the time being, the Bagel Factory remains open. The Allegheny County Health Department will still be monitoring the actions of both popular food locations.
Pitt senior athletic training major Dylan Baxendale is utilizing his skills for phone repair to make a little extra money. Baxendale says that while students here at Pitt have many options to fix phone damage, like AppleCare or local Pittsburgh shops, they also have the option to call on their fellow students for assistance when they need phone repair.
After a recent reboot of the Pitt Ski and Snowboard Club, 6 snowboarders are headed to Lake Placid, New York over spring break to compete in the 36th Annual Collegiate Ski Association National Championship. Previously, the team placed second overall in the Allegheny Collegiate Ski Conference, but President Katie Epner emphasizes the fact that the club focuses on having a good time rather than stressing out about competing and taking titles. Pitt snowboarders will compete in the slopestyle, giant slalom, and border cross events.
Jake Radzwan, the only SGB candidate who successfully made the board after running independently, has officially resigned from his position after 2 months. Radzwan is a junior marketing major and current captain of the Pitt men's rugby team. Pitt News writer Abby Raygard reported on Friday that Radzwan stated his position was taking time away from his personal affairs and aspirations, and with the new arrangement, he will be able to focus on his roles with the SGB Recreation Committee and University Senate Athletics Committee.
On Thursday, Pitt News staff writer Christina Holzer reported that a student is considered non-traditional if he or she is financially independent, supports a family, is a single parent, works full-time, attends school part-time, or does not have a high school diploma. The National Center for Education Statistics reports that 2/3 of students in U.S. colleges are non-traditional and have made up the majority of the student population since the 1980s, despite how isolated non-traditional students may feel on a college campus.
Pete Sorick and Jack Morin, both juniors at the University of Pittsburgh, are currently working together to further advance their streetwear brand, Vernacular. They work together on conceptualizing designs and sourcing options to expand their business. Sorick says that juggling the business and his schoolwork can be a tough balance, but the brand actually already has an established presence online and in some local streetwear consignment shops as well.
The Student Government Board began this year with just over $912,000 to spend. Currently, this amount has dwindled to just $100,000, which doesn't leave much room to spend for Pitt's 400 student groups. Mike Knights made a statement saying, "We felt it was important to be transparent with how much money we have left because we are going to be stricter with allocations. There has been talk about raising the student activities fee, but Knights doesn't believe that's necessary. He plans to meet with Vice Provost and Dean of Students Kathy Humphrey to talk about the collection of student activities fee money to determine if changes need to be made."
Brad Koplinski is a Harrisburg City Councilman and a candidate for Lieutenant Governor of Pennsylvania. Pitt News Assistant News Editor Mahita Gajanan writes, "What exactly does the Lieutenant Governor in Pennsylvania do?" Koplinski is on a tour around the state to clear up the confusion about his position. The Lieutenant Governor of Pennsylvania acts as the head of the state Senate and acts as governor, if need be. The primary election held on May 20th will determine the two candidates who will campaign together until the general election on November 4th. And now to Jesse for sports. Jesse?
Hey, thanks, Sydney. After recording their highest score of the season against NC State last week, the gymnastics team headed into North Carolina looking to keep scoring in the 190s, as they have in every meet this season. While they wouldn't be able to pull out the W, the team would score a total of 195.075. They'll have until March 7th to rest up when they'll face UNC and Maryland right here at the Fieldhouse. With a win against North Carolina last week, the wrestling team claimed the regular season conference title for themselves as they advanced to a perfect 6-0 record in their first year in the ACC. Now the Panthers wait until March 8th when they'll try to reiterate their regular season success as the #1 seed in the ACC tournament. In other news, after 3 consecutive losses to ACC opponents, the tennis team will look to pick up their 4th win of the season right here in Pittsburgh on March 7th against Miami. Finally, in basketball, both the men's and women's teams are coming up on the start of their postseasons as the ACC tournament is within eyesight. Jamie Dixon and the boys played their final home game of the season Monday night as they took on the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Despite having a halftime lead, however, they would lose this one 74-67. Their final game of the regular season will take place on Saturday in Coral Gables, Miami. Holding a conference record of 3-12, the girls will start their tourney this week in North Carolina. Then after the boys partake in theirs on March 12th, both teams will await the start of March Madness. For all of us here on both sides of the camera, I'm Jesse Irwin. We'll see you next week.